Do you remember when we were getting arrested because we refused to take that $50 million sponsorship contract, which made us basically gay, and we refused to take it?
Yeah.
Because they told us effectively. In fact,
let's just tell them how it is.
let me explain to everybody how the world works. Oscars are a reward for being owned. Congratulations, you've been a good slave to the Matrix. You've been a good cog in the system. You don't get an Oscar unless they're happy with you. How and why would they be happy with you? Well, I don't think many people understand that streaming is a relatively new phenomenon. And streamers becoming cultural icons is certainly a very new phenomenon. 5-6 years.
Yeah.
You can become well-known on the internet streaming on a platform like Rumble because of free speech without a gatekeeper.
True.
But traditionally, normally, if you want to get famous in any sphere, there is gatekeeping. So let me give you some examples. If you want to become a famous streamer, you can't say anything against the Matrix or YouTube will stop you.
Yes.
There's a wall. This is the wall. And at some point, the wall
turns gay.
Turns gay.
It's a rainbow wall.
It's a rainbow. If I had more colors, I'd do a rainbow wall.
We're going to go black and blue.
Many of my friends ask me, is Andrew Tate innocent or guilty because they just got arrested again? I don't follow them closely, but now I'm interested to know for myself. Are they? What's going on? Why did they get arrested? So I saw this video titled The Podcast That Got Andrew Tate Arrested Again. So let's watch it together, and then at the end, I will give you my thoughts.
So you're a person, right?
Gatekeepers, this chat's saying.
Gatekeepers. Nice.
Gatekeepers.
So you're a person, and you have dreams and ambitions. This is you, person.
I'm going to illustrate this with a graph.
You're a guy, and you want to become an actor, or a singer, or a streamer, or a novelist. Doesn't matter what you want to be. And you think that your talent and your hard work will get you there. And then you realize you need some networking. You need to know the right people. And then you're going to realize that sooner or later, you're going to come up to a gatekeeper. And a gatekeeper is either going to be a publicist, a manager, an agent, a production company, a streaming platform. It doesn't matter if it's YouTube. It doesn't matter if it's Warner Brothers. Sooner or later, for you to be well known, you're going to have to do a deal with the people who are in charge. And the deal they basically want for you to do is become gay. You can only get so large until you hit that wall. And you either bounce off it and go down to nobody and all your dreams and aspirations are crushed, or you go through it and come out covered in rainbow flags and come.
As you can see from the diagram here, the blue line represents people like me and Andrew. So you have the fame axis and the success axis. So you start from nowhere. Everyone is here. Even you watching at home are here with no success and no fame. Me and Andrew are what the blue line should have been. And the blue line goes up here, and this line here that intersects our graph is the gay line. Gay line. And if you don't turn gay at this line, what they do is there's a matrix attack which spirals your fame into oblivion, or that's what should have happened. That's what the standard operating procedure is. There's the gay line, there's the go to Israel line. There are lots of lines that they want you to go through. Put on the little hat line, and we can go further into these rabbit holes later. But me and Andrew we decided not to bow to demands, and the plan was for us to spiral to zero, and they've done this to many people. They almost did it to Alex Jones. I'm gonna draw some lines of people's success. Whereas this is the success in gay line. So let's say you release a song. I don't know. I'm going to take my horse to the old town road. I'm going to... Completely normal song. A good song. And you get a level of fame and success and you get to hear. You better embrace the gay. Because then your fame, this black line is Lil Nas X, and that's not a racist joke, goes all the way up to the fucking sky. This is what should happen to people who don't bow. And this is what happens to people who do. But I'm going to give you two lines. I'm going to give you two new lines. There's the Alex Jones line, right? So here's the gay line. Alex Jones, as we know, is a superhero. I guess his fame and success was coming slowly, slowly, slowly. Refused to sell out. Boom! Canceled to almost zero. But Alex Jones crept back up. Boom! Back to zero again. Another lawsuit. Crept back up. Elon buys X, and now Alex Jones is back here. Good. Right. He survived the gay line attack by not selling out. Now I'm going to give you the Andrew Twisted Tate line, which is ever so slightly different. Andrew Tristan Tate line. Here, we hit the gay line. We don't sell out. We go to jail, so we do a tiny dip, and then our fame goes up here to the universe. So it didn't work on us, and they're upset. But everyone else is still following, as you said, Andrew, the exact same pattern of bow down and cave in to the lines of your gay masters.
Now,
or you can't be famous.
There's a reason Alex Jones and us have managed to survive this, because we don't have gatekeepers. Because Rumble allow us to speak, and Alex Jones has InfoWars, and he's also on Rumble, and now X is allowing people to speak. But please understand, if you don't have your own platforms, the gatekeeper will stop you. When they give you the offer and you say no, if you say no, you're deleted from YouTube, or your publicist fires you, or no production company will allow you to be in their movies. You basically have no choice. It's very rare for you to be famous without somebody in charge of you. Even if you're on a sports team, you have a contract. You can't just sit there and say whatever you want. You'll lose your contract and fade into obscurity. So when you're a little person here with dreams and aspirations, and you want to become anything entertainment based, you don't realize you're eventually going to come up to the most important decision in your life. And that decision's coming. And no matter how good a person you think you are, the time it's finally laid on the table, it's actually very difficult for most people to say no, because one, they're offered a bunch of money. Two, they're offered for their dreams to come true. And three, they know if they say no, they never get another shot at it. And these people don't want to give up on everything and go work in McDonald's. So they sit there and go, oh, you know, everyone else does it. Maybe it's not so bad. Because they're not principled men like my brother and I. I want to make something clear. I was saying this morning on Twitter how John Cena, yesterday at the Oscars, was doing his humiliation ritual to satisfy his gay paymasters. And everybody's saying, oh, maybe he's just promoting a movie. Maybe. Let me tell you something. I don't care what movie I'm in. You could not convince me to do that. You could not convince me to do anything fruity or weird. It doesn't matter what movie I'm in, because there's no need. I can promote it other ways. I won't do it because my principles are too strong. So to say he's only promoting a movie is still agreeing with me. You're saying he's promoting his movie for money because he sold a soul to his gay paymaster.
Well, he was pretending to be an OnlyFans guy as the character of the movie and releasing OnlyFans content in the last few weeks. So we should have seen this coming. This, by the way, so this is you. This is a gay paymaster. So this is a random, not trying to be anyone, not related to anyone. It's a black guy with sunglasses holding wads of cash. Let's say he's a music producer because he looks pretty cool. And he's telling this guy who's straight to suck his big black penis so he can get sexual blackmail. Now, obviously, this is just a random drawing I drew. This is not supposed to be anyone. Let's call this guy Duff Paddy. Duff Paddy. Duff Paddy.
Because, yeah, when you cross the gay line,
he's Irish.
Guys, once you cross that line, not only do you have to promote the garbage they want you to promote, they then have endless blackmail on you.
Yeah.
And they control you.
You better suck this dick.
Right. I think someone else has actually highlighted this to people before.
This guy's G of the Week. G of the Week. Love him. Absolute legend. G of the Week.
G of the Week.
Cat Williams discusses the ritual of putting on the dress on Joe Rogan. Show me one person that ever wore a dress in Hollywood unsuccessfully. Check this out.
So like when I be like, oh, these guys are wearing dresses. Everybody's like, oh, he keeps talking about people wearing dresses. No, it's not.
That is a weird thing.
It's not like that. Look at it from a different way. Look at it. Show me one person that ever wore a dress in Hollywood unsuccessfully. That's how you understand what a ritual is. So 20 years ago, I knew that transgenders was going to be a thing. It wasn't because I was a prophet. It's just I had gotten so much.
Show me somebody in Hollywood who's ever worn a dress unsuccessfully.
Yeah. Because you think in the normal realm of life, let's say you're a kickboxing businessman, okay? And you're not in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And you start turning up to your kickboxing shows and press conferences and also business meetings wearing a dress.
Yeah.
You're going to be laughed out of the promotion and laughed out of your job. And no one's going to do business with you. So in the real world, wearing a dress can backfire. Not that I've tried, but I imagine it can backfire.
Do you know your mate is a huge proponent of this? Your best mate.
Who's my mate?
Bring back manly men?
Rearrange the things.
Because
the light's blocking Duff.
Harry Styles wearing a dress in a field. So my question is like,
It ain't
Your
manly,
mate thinks
bro.
it's really cool to be,
Bro,
brave
why?
enough to wear dresses.
It ain't manly,
What is
bro.
manly to you? What does it mean? Is manly
sure no
like
one told him to
being
say that.
comfortable in your own skin and being comfortable with who
course
you
not.
are?
No, of course,
regardless
he just
of
had this
what people think about what you're
revelation.
wearing.
I get that, and I understand it's okay to
no one
venture
told
out
him
and
to
try
say
new
it.
I mean, it's
things
not
and
like
do
he's made
things, and I
videos
think it's
saying, "I
great
am
for
the
people not
Matrix
to
and I like
judge
the
other
steak."
people. But
Yeah, man. Just like you are now.
Okay,
Hold on a
hold
sec.
on.
He
Let
can
me
also
speak.
have
Can I-
his, he
can
can
I
also
speak?
have his opinion. Why are you getting combative? The
Because
idea.
you guys
all
are
right,
making
hold
this.
Do you want to tell us about your mate and why your mate wants everyone to wear a dress?
It's not my mate, and it's not even him. It's not a problem about him. It's about everybody who is controlled has to say the same talking points.
Of course.
Climate change is real. Andrew Tate are human traffickers. Russell Brand's a sex attacker. Well, you should wear dresses. It's fine. Men are women. Women are men. And everyone who's under control and everyone with a certain level of influence over the young men has to say those things, or they end up in jail.
Now, their primary targets, the gatekeepers, because they're gay and they're little scared little men, are the big, strong heroes because they don't want, we all know masculinity is under attack, and this has been discussed endlessly, and we've done this in a lot of emergency meetings. So whenever a man is a symbol of masculinity, they want to take him down. They want to humiliate him and punish him, which is why you see so many of the old action heroes are now acting very strangely, like John Cena. Arnold unfortunately ruined it for himself, and all of the new action heroes aren't even big and strong action heroes anymore. They're little weirdos.
And the people who have held it down, the Steven Seagals of the world, the fucking Kevin Sorbos of the world, are ostracized. We need more Kevin Sorbos.
Correct. If you refuse to cuck to their systems, you pay the price. And you usually pay the price with, you hit the gay wall, and because you won't do as they say, you're not allowed to be in these movies anymore. Listen to this. This is one of the worst things I've literally ever heard.
But I think people should know there is a virus here. It kills people. And the only way we prevent it is to get vaccinated, to wear masks, to do social distancing, washing your hands all the time, and not just to think about, well, my freedom is being kind of disturbed here. No, screw your freedom. Because with freedom comes obligations and kind of responsibilities. We cannot just say, I have the right to do X, Y, and Z. When you affect other people, that is when it gets serious. It's like no different than a traffic light. We put a traffic light that...
Screw your freedom, said Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, because he wasn't told to say that either. He just thought that I was gonna make a steroid joke there. He just thought that injecting yourself with poison was a wonderful idea.
Nice.
Wonder where he got that idea from. But anyway, yeah, he was big, he was strong. He was in a lot of great movies back in the day. But someone is in his ear. You better say this.
Sorry, I was just randomly flashing loads and loads and loads of black actors wearing dresses. Nice. Anyway, what were you going to say?
Don't do it.
No one's ever worn a dress unsuccessfully. So if you're a man and you're any kind of masculine role model, they try and make you go past the gay wall to say, look, it's cool. It's fine to be gay. You should be more gay. And the primary objective of all of this, as we've discussed at length, is to damage masculinity, because masculinity is the bottom line protector of society. It is men who are not afraid to be men, who are unapologetically men, who are going to resist the enslavement, which they are trying to remove all of us so they can enslave the entire human populace. It is only men who are going to resist it. And as much as I don't want to sound like a misogynist, women can't resist it. A, primarily they can't. And two, women, if you offer them convenience, or you offer them ease, or you offer them attention, or you offer them a bunch of other things, they're very likely to give up their freedoms for safety because they're afraid. If you say you're safer if we do it this way, because they're afraid, they're going to take it. Only men will say, no, I will take the risk to stay free. And we have about 6 years left until 2030. And unless the world gets some balls, it's pretty much over for us. So John Cena last night, at the Oscars.
For those of you who don't know who John Cena is, if you're older, because in my generation, you had The Rock, you had Chris Benoit. Yeah, well, I guess nothing to say about him. The previous generation, older than me, had Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant and Ric Flair, who is a G, by the way. And after The Rock, it became a bunch of crappy people. Then it was John Cena for a while. After Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then after John Cena, now it's a bunch of homos who drink Prime. So, yeah, he was the last wrestling hero who wasn't super gay until now. So you have to understand, all the 26-year-olds to 29-year-olds, he's their guy. He's the Stone Cold Steve Austin, he's the Andre the Giant, he's the Hulk Hogan. Everyone, he's the man, the wrestling man. And they've turned him gay. Therefore targeting the 25 to 30-year-olds.
Yeah, the primary objective is to take anyone who's remotely masculine and teach them a lesson and humiliate them. And we're going to talk about the offer they gave us and how they tried to humiliate us shortly. We're going to get there. But first, let's look at the Oscars from last night, and let's look at the... And anyone who doesn't understand how these satanic cults work, it's very simple. It's like a fraternity. You have to go through a ritual or go through some degree of initiation before you get to become a member. And they want to humiliate you. They want you to demonstrate that the ideology they hold and your adherence to their ideology and your desperation to be linked with them is more important than your personal pride. Because pride is, in and of itself, a barrier. If you're a proud man and you stick up and believe in certain things, your pride is what's going to allow you to resist enslavement in general. You can sit and say, no, I'm too proud to allow this to happen to me. I'm too proud to allow this to happen to my family. They don't want you to be proud. They often say pride is a terrible thing and you should get rid of it. It's proud men that built this world. When you're proud of the work you do a better job. When you're proud of your body, you're in good shape. When you're proud of your family, you take care of them. They try their very best to remove the idea of pride. So you have nothing to be proud of, because then you're malleable, you're empty goo. It's almost where they can inject the slave programming directly into your at a cellular level, and you'll just mold into anything they want you to be. Man, woman, Democrat, Republican, who knows? You just change.
It's almost like they even hijack the word pride.
It's almost as if they've taken a very important word and hijacked it. That's extremely interesting. It's almost as if they've hijacked something as simple and innocuous and appealing to children as a rainbow.
Yeah, I mean, a symbol of God's covenant with man in the Bible, a very important religious symbol. It's,
very interesting.
Very interesting.
So they don't want you to feel pride, because it's pride that's going to give you bravery. And please understand that we need bravery in the world now more than ever. It's very difficult for anybody to achieve anything of significance, especially when resisting enslavement, if they are not brave. In fact, Elon tweeted something, which I want to show everybody because it was perfect. Almost perfect. There was a slight edit I would have put on it, but let me find it.
Can you build space rockets, though?
No, I can't build space rockets. So
I do have a lighter shaped like a space rocket, but Elon made that also. I didn't even watch the Oscars. Why am I here?
Trying to help people understand what's going on right now is like going back into a burning building to pull someone out, only to have them keep punching you in the face and demand evidence that the building is on fire, even after they admit they can see some flames. There's no denial of any of the things we've said. We're no longer conspiracy theorists. We're no longer crazy. In fact, even the MSM doesn't call us conspiracy theorists anymore. They call us right-wing or extremists or some garbage. But they no longer call us conspiracy theorists because they know that it's not a conspiracy. And I want people at home to understand, based on the last emergency meeting, we were talking about how they're going to try and do what they intended to do out in the open, as opposed to lie to us and guide us in nicely. I want you to understand that the game has now changed. Previously, we were playing poker and we didn't know their hand. And we had our hand and they had theirs, and we didn't know their hand, and the game was rigged. We're no longer playing poker. We're playing chess because we can see all their pieces. We know exactly what they're going to do. The problem is we don't know how to stop it. In chess, it's not a matter of not being able to see your opponent's attacks. It's a matter of not being able to stop your opponent's attacks. So we've moved from poker to chess. It's very obvious now. So they build up masculine figures. I'm sure John Cena, when he wanted to become a wrestling superstar and get really muscly and get in fantastic shape and run around being a big, strong man beating everybody up, when he had all these dreams and aspirations, he didn't intend on ending up walking around naked or putting on a dress. There's a video of him with Jimmy Fallon wearing a dress. We need that video. But that wasn't his intention. But then he gets to the gay wall. He goes to a party of Duff Patty.
Yeah.
He goes to a party. All of a sudden, starts listening to Meat Mill, whatever. All of a sudden, He crosses the wall, and now he gets to go to the Oscars. How often do wrestlers... Okay, he's an actor now. Of course. He moved from wrestling into acting.
No, he moved from wrestling into gay sex.
Nice.
Into acting.
Smart.
Don't forget the fucking steps.
wall, you're right.
Gay wall.
Now he's an actor, and now he's at the Oscars. How many people in the WWF really get to go to the Oscars ever? No, they've elevated him, and all he had to do in return was throw away all of his pride, because it is a man's pride that's going to allow him to resist enslavement. I am too proud. When we turned down our $50 million, it's because we were too proud to start dressing weird and saying things we didn't believe in. If you're not a proud man, you're easily bought. Oh my God, a naked guy. Wow.
You know,
look at all those fucking actresses sitting in the crowd. Oh my God. This is so funny. It's not even fucking funny. Where's the joke here? Not only is he humiliating himself, and we all know why, but they're trying to pretend it's a joke. What's funny? Why doesn't anyone sit there and go, children watch this show? Why is this dude naked? This isn't even funny. Where's the joke in it? Why are all those...
Well, you know, it's not a joke, because him sitting there, hey, I don't really want to do this. It's embarrassing.
It's true.
It's probably the most legitimate part of the entire fucking skit.
We're cutting on X now. You can find us exclusively on Rumble at Tate Speech. Come to Rumble urgently at Tate Speech. And make sure you download the app and subscribe to the channel.
It's an emergency.
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 So I don't even see what the joke is. I sit there and all these people are laughing.
He's naked.
Clowns, bro. And then Cena's been doing this shit for years. He threw away his pride long ago, bro. I don't know what they offered him.
You know what's weird about John Cena that I just found out? The chat's saying it. And I did not know this. John Cena, and this is very weird to me. Very weird. Because what's the whole point? What's the eventual most important purpose of life when you're strong and fit and successful? What do you need to do, Andrew?
Reproduce?
John Cena is a 46-year-old man who has no children.
All the biggest weirdos in Hollywood have no kids. Or if they have kids, they turn them all tranny. Aren't all three of Megan Fox's kids transsexual?
Yeah, I mean, people talk about racism and people talk about the abuse of underprivileged black kids, and some people have points and some people don't. Some people are gaslighting and some people aren't. But if you adopt 3 children from the third world, 3 young men who are black or Hispanic or whatever they are, and you make them all transgender, what are the odds? Oh, her kids aren't adopted. Fine. Well, who's the one who adopted all the black ones and made them gay?
I think that's
it might be.
No, it wasn't Angelina. There's another one.
It might be Angelina.
What's her name? Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
She did
anyway,
it as well.
What are the odds that all of these kids are trans? That all of these kids have gender dysphoria? What are the odds?
Those are 3 boys, by the way. 3.
Whoa, you can't say that.
Why?
Yo, don't be a Nazi.
Fine. I take it back.
Thank you. Beautiful daughters.
Anyway, yeah, so why is it all the biggest weirdos in Hollywood either take kids and turn them gay,
Okay.
or they don't have kids at all? It's a weird thing to not have children at all at that age with that kind of money. Why are they so intent on just not reproducing? Is it, again, symbolizing to the cult that they respect death more than life? Like, what are these people doing? It's fucking weird.
It is weird. 46-year-old man, no kids.
So when you and I were at the height of our fame, we were offered $50 million. And when we escaped this Matrix attack, when we're no longer tied up inside of the legal system, I'm going to tell you which company offered it to us. So you may as well kill me now, because I'm going to say it. And we were offered $50 million, and we basically had to have certain opinions on LGBT and certain opinions on Israel-Palestine, and we had to wear certain clothes and dress in a certain way and do certain things, and we would be protected by the media establishment. They have said, we spend a lot of money on advertising in mainstream media, so the mainstream media will never attack you because they cannot go against the poster child of the people who finance them. Basically, we hit the gay wall, and we declined. And after declining, we ended up in a jail cell. And it's very interesting. Cosmic, yeah. Ooh, wow, how'd that happen? And it's very interesting when you sit and talk about how they're out to humiliate men because they want anyone who's seen as masculine and seen as a hero and seen as a role model to face humiliation so that the people who look up to this person are no longer inspired. And I recognized our humiliation because We went to jail, and we're G's, and we sat there and smoked cigarettes and did push-ups like fucking heroes. Whatever. But don't you remember, Tristan, when they came in this house with the guns, and they came and they took all of our stuff, and they took all of our cars, etc. And after an 18-hour search, they said, it's time to go to the police station. And you said to the police officer, why don't you bring the van in the gate?
I said, listen.
Do you remember?
I said, this is all bullshit. It's going to go away in one day. It's all bullshit. I can prove myself. In one day, the prosecutor's going to drop this because it's bullshit. I didn't understand how evil these people truly were. And I said, bro, drive the van into my gate. I'll get in the car and take me to the rear entrance of the police station. They wouldn't. And then when I was at the police station, in fact, no, here's the thing. It's not that they wouldn't. The policeman said, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Look, I get it, guys. We didn't find anything in your house. I get it. I think you're innocent. That's fair. Spoke to his higher-ups. Nope. Perp walk him. Give him the perp walk. Then we get into the office, and I sat down with this fucking loser, and I know him by name because the same loser, I'm going to tell you his name when this is all over. When they searched the mother of my child's house, was making sexual comments towards her and being a real degenerate. So this loser, and you know who you are, sir, when I was sitting in the DCOT head office, I said, bro, there's got to be a rear entrance to this building. While I'm in these handcuffs, well, by the way, there's no reason for me to be in these handcuffs. You were in my house for 18 hours. I didn't attack any of you. You've put these handcuffs on me. If this is what you've done, take me into the van in the rear entrance of this building and send me to jail that way. Don't walk me out the front door. This is the head of DCOT, the Romanian FBI. You're telling me the front door is the only way in? And he went, no, we have to. What a fucking dork,
They had us, and they handcuffed us, and they waited, and they sent an officer outside to alert and let the press know
that we were coming out,
to turn all their cameras on, get in a row so they could all get a shot, and walk us through our humiliation ritual. This is, and when Tristan said to him, why can't you bring the van inside? Why can't we do this privately? Because this is all going to go away because we've done nothing wrong. And I said to the officer, yeah, why are you out there organizing the press? And there was a female officer, and I won't say her name, who had a smile on her face.
Yeah, I know who.
She thought it was funny. Here we are. This was all funny to them because it was all set up on purpose because they wanted to humiliate us. This was our humiliation ritual right here.
The Matrix has attacked you.
You know the best part about it, Andrew? And I know which female officer you're talking about, sitting there with her little cunty smile on her face. You know the best part about that? I'd rather do that than wear a fucking dress. Any fucking day. Be back in cuffs, make me run a marathon of media in a fucking jail outfit. I'd rather do that than wear a dress.
Here's the mistake they made.
They didn't understand.
They don't understand that we are symbols of resistance against the Matrix. And doing what they thought would humiliate us only emboldened us and our fans and our supporters and made us stronger than ever before. Nobody believes it. Everybody knew it was a fucking lie. All you did was prove me right. All you did was say Andrew was right to the entire world. So, very much like my brother has just pertinently stated, I will not wear a dress. And if you want to arrest me, you can set the cameras up and arrest me again. And I will walk past with pride because all I'm doing is displaying to the world that I refuse to sell my soul, that my sanity and my principles are not for sale because I am a man of pride and bravery. I don't give a shit. If you think that makes me look bad, makes him look like a criminal. Guess what? In the world today, if you're any kind of masculine man with a semblance of freedom inside of his mind, you're considered a thought criminal anyway. We're all criminals because we don't buy into this shit, because we bounced off the gay wall. All you're doing is telling the world that I'm one of the best anti-gay wall people that there's ever been. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck your perp walk. Give it to me. Do it again. I don't care. But the fact that it was set up deliberately in an attempt to humiliate us and damage our reputation. This whole thing has been a Matrix attack that begun the same day we rejected that sponsorship offer. It was after rejecting that sponsorship offer that the MSM turned on us and started attacking us endlessly. It was after that we lost all of our social medias. It was after that we got arrested and all this garbage came. It was after that the BBC called me on my first day in jail saying, We don't believe what's happening to you is fair. We believe this is a breach of your human rights. We understand Romania is known for its corruption in its legal system. We want to have your first interview on the way out. We want to ask really interesting questions to let the people at home know the truth about what's going on. I said no. I rejected them endlessly. They called me every single day. Lucy came to the jail. They kept coming, begging me to do this interview, saying it'll be my chance to show the world I'm innocent. I allow them into my house. I sit them down, and we sit for this interview where we're going to ask how prison was, and our first words are you a rapist? A Matrix attack. She admitted on BBC Radio 4 afterwards that she had rehearsed that interview. Please understand, I leave the jail cell doing Aikido against the fucking cockroaches. I leave the jail cell. I come here, I have nightmares, I can't sleep. I'm supposed to be giving this interview where I get to tell my side of the story. A softball, fair interview. I sit down and I'm attacked. I'm jumped. They just come at me from nowhere. Lucy with her bullshit questions, wait for me to stutter or make a mistake and go, oops, so they can make a fool of me on TV. But I fucking beat them. I beat her and she looked fucking dumb. And I recorded it myself and I released it before they did, and I beat the Matrix, and they came at me with something else. DNG's outside the gate crying his eyes out like a piece of shit bitch. They can't stand us, and they're trying to this day to find new ways to damage and humiliate us because we're symbols of resistance.
You're right. So
you're right. Keep trying.
Yeah, you're right, because the perp walk didn't have the effect it wanted. The Lucy interview didn't have the effect it wanted. The DNG's weird documentaries don't have the effect they wanted. The fake people in the UK making up fake stories don't have the effect they wanted. Nothing is having the effect they wanted. Nothing. So yeah, what's next? Tristan Tate charged with something. Good luck. Perp walk me again.
They're my mortal enemies. The Matrix.
The Batman origin story, chat saying.
They're my mortal enemies. They fucking tried to get me. Bro. I don't know what execs she sat down with, but if I was the exec of the BBC, which is the propaganda mechanism of the UK government...
You'd have to be gay. See, the BBC exec is up here, you see, above the gay wall.
Got it.
You would have bounced back down.
Nice.
And you never would have got there.
Okay.
But the BBC, you also have to... There's the gay wall, and then there's the have sex with children wall.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So you have to go through all that, and the be okay with pedophiles and harbor them for safety, and that's how you get to the BBC exec. So you wouldn't ever be the BBC executive, because you wouldn't have crossed through the pedophile, protect the child molesters, and gay walls. It's the trifecta. It's actually a rainbow of walls that you need to get through to be the BBC director, you see. Whereas we wouldn't pass through even the first rainbow stripe. As you were saying, if you were the BBC director.
Yeah. So if I was the BBC director, please understand this. The Matrix has tried to take us down. They set all this garbage up. They arrested us for no reason in Romania. They set it up. First day in jail. The BBC has been instructed by the UK government. We have to damage their reputation. Their first interview that comes out of jail, we know these guys can talk. We know they have fans. We know they're going to try and tell the truth. Before they can get out there and tell the truth,
kick them all down.
The first time they can speak to the public, we need to put in the kill shot. We need to stab them one last time and put in the kill shot before they let everybody know that they were set up. You have been tasked with the mission, Agent Lucy of the Matrix. So, the UK government's gone to the BBC. They've gone to the director of the BBC and they said, listen, train up your best agent. Train up a woman, a feminist woman, because they're powerful, and you're going to train her up, and she's going to go through practice for this interview. On BBC Radio 4, Lucy said she rehearsed and practiced for that interview for weeks. She sat and they got, much like a sparring partner when you're going to fight Mayweather, you get someone to replicate his style. They found somebody who could talk like me, who was like Andrew Tate. She sat down with her questions. She came out swinging, come out hard and fast, put pressure on him. Are you a rapist? They practiced all of this crap, and then they sit down with me, as well as setting me up while I'm in jail, taking away my defensive mechanism, expecting me to be sitting there like a pussy, unaware that I'm about to be attacked, unrealizing that my perspicacity is unmatched and I am permanently prepared for combat. They expected me to sit down like a little wimp. Oh, this will be an easy interview. And I sit there and they come at me and they try to attack me, and I Aikido the first one and the second one. And afterwards, when she's destroyed, and then finds out that I recorded them, not even shaking my hand on the way out. And I released the interview before they could release their edited version. The BBC exec must have called Lucy into a meeting afterwards and been like, you failed! This took months to set up. We begged him from jail for 3 months for this interview. He's going to tell the truth now. The Matrix has set up this whole scam, and you were going to come along and put the kill shot in him, and you fucking ruined it, woman.
Lucy.
Nice.
Nice.
So yeah, you made a really good point. Now, a perp walk, which used to be the humiliation ritual, isn't even a humiliation ritual anymore. Because all it shows is that you won't wear a dress.
Yeah.
You get to a certain level. Wait, new line. Need a new diagram.
Okay, new diagram. Let me clear this. Can we get rid of Duff Patty?
Ooh, if you're brave enough.
Fuck you, Duff Patty.
He's a gangster, bro.
Fuck you, Duff Patty. I ain't sucking your black penis.
Nice.
Not interested, Duff Patty.
This is you. You have dreams and aspirations. And you're walking along the path. And then the path splits 2 ways.
Okay.
The path splits in 2 directions, and you can make a choice.
Okay.
You either put on a dress, you go to jail, or you just turn around and walk home. Those are the options you have as a person with dreams and aspirations. Dreams are heading this way. This is the dreams axis. Dreams. And as you progress with your dreams, you're going to get to a fork in the road. You either put on the dress, you go to jail, or you turn around, throw those dreams away, and go back to work in fucking Starbucks.
You know, it's all making sense now because I actually saw Cat Williams destroy an interviewer who tried to come at him last year or 2 years ago. I remember this clip now, and it's all coming back from my weird autistic memory. Cat Williams has been to jail. Did you know that? I don't know why he went to jail, but I know he went to jail because some... Yeah, well, you've been to prison. You've been to prison. He went, nope, ain't been to prison. I've been to jail. Very different. No convictions. Clean record. I only went to jail. So, what? If he's not guilty of anything, hear me out, because he's not, because he's never been to prison. Respect, Cat Williams. Sorry if I butchered your accent there. If you've never been convicted of a crime, so have never been sent to prison, therefore have a no criminal record, what the fuck were you doing in jail? I'll tell you what he was doing in jail, ladies and gentlemen. This is Cat Williams. These are his little dreadlocks. This is a little spliff. This is Cat Williams walking. He chose the fucking jail direction. Because I ain't never seen a picture of him in a dress. It's all making sense. That's what he was doing in jail.
That's right. That's right. So now, for all of you people at home, do you have dreams and aspirations? Because they can't put us all in jail. So if you resist like we do, then eventually they're going to have to come up with a new solution for the jail. We can change the culture, but you have to ask yourself, and this is a very important question. I want you to be deadly honest. I want you to look yourself in the eye. Would you turn down $50 million? Would you turn down $50 million and fame and protection and all of your pathetic, stupid sexual desires that you have inside of your stupid little mind to be satisfied? Would you turn down the life of a king in these hidden secret societies owned by Satanists and endless finance for your principles and for your pride? Because a lot of you will say you would, but the truth is most of you would not. Because most of you are liars and cowards. And that's why bravery is so important. We need so many people to choose jail when they get to this choice that they can't put us all in jail anymore. Because this choice is coming for everyone. And if you have any kind of dreams or aspirations, you're going to get there.
Because free speech is a new thing. I'll tell you what, it's a new thing with the way the internet works. Because another famous example, and this is not the wrong choice, but another famous example of this is Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle, the comedian, got to the point where they were going to start threatening him with basically jail, saying he's mental, saying he's insane, putting him in an asylum, trying to Kanye him, and he did a full 180. He disappeared for 10 fucking years and was performing for free in comedy clubs because he had enough money. He walked back. He didn't put on the dress. He didn't go to jail. He didn't do any of the weird shit it took to get famous in Hollywood. He just vanished for a fucking decade. And now that free speech is back, Dave Chappelle is back, and that's not the wrong choice. The man's got a wife and kids. That's not the wrong choice, by the way. But,
You know what's interesting?
It all makes sense. This diagram, all the examples are now flooding into my mind.
Bro, let me give you an example of something that's interesting. I never watch TV. I don't watch Netflix. I don't watch any of it. In fact, that's the perfect segue to talk about the Oscars, because I don't even have a fucking clue
what movies happened,
what any of this shit is. So let's see the Oscars. Let's see who won, because there's regulations now. At least 30% of all actors in secondary and more minor roles are from two of the following unrepresented groups: women, LGBTQ+. Like, there's all these stupid rules now about who can win. It's not about how good of an actor you are.
It's about how black or gay you are.
It's about how gay or black you are, because it's
weird.
It's weird. So we have here the Oscars results. Are you interested in the Oscars results?
No.
Yes, you are. So
I'm not, though.
The best picture. The choices were, let's see how many of these movies I've seen. The Zone of Interest, haven't seen it. Poor Things, haven't seen it. Past Lives, haven't seen it. Maestro, haven't seen it. Killers of the Flower Moon, haven't seen it. The Holdovers, haven't seen it. Barbie, haven't seen it. I'm not Ben Shapiro, he's a little pussy. Anatomy of a Fall, haven't seen it. American Fiction, haven't seen it. Oppenheimer,
I have seen that.
which I was semi-interested in almost seeing. I haven't seen it. The winner is Oppenheimer. So far, my score is a perfect 0 of movies I have seen that have been nominated for Oscar. I've got a perfect 0 and you're at 1. Andrew.
All right, cool. Let's do
I've got a perfect 0. Because, bro, I can't explain how much I don't give a fuck about any of this Matrix garbage. I don't watch any of this shit. So, right. Best Actress. So I guess I'm going to be honest about whether I could recognize this person if you showed me a picture of them. I guess that's the best way to do it.
Fine.
Emma Stone. I could recognize Emma Stone.
Her.
Yep. Annette Bening. Don't know who that is. Lily Gladstone.
No.
Don't know who that is. Sandra. Wait, this is hard to see. Best Supporting Actress. Best Actress. Best Supporting Actress. Fucking.
Yeah, go on.
I'm getting confused. I need a link. Give me a link of all this shit, because I can't see all this thing.
I read the other two names. I'm at 1. Emma Stone's the only one who I could recognize. And
now I'm just scrolling through because I've got a bunch of pictures here. Letter to a Pig. Best Animated Short. What? Who watched that? Best Documentary Short. The Barber of Little Rock. Nine and WIPO. Who the fuck is WIPO? I'm not seeing any of this.
Oh, I know WIPO. Point for me.
Who's WIPO?
I made that up. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm trying to seem cool and down with the kids. Where's my dress?
I guarantee if you were to go through the Oscar crowd and show me their faces one by one, I could name maybe 3. Maybe 4 or 5.
And they're all old actors. No one who's become famous recently, I'd be able to know. I'd be able to name.
Nobody's even famous anymore. Where's my clip describing how nobody's famous anymore? I don't know who that is. I'll have to find it. Right. Actors in a leading role. Cillian Murphy, I know who that is. Bradley Cooper, I know who that is.
Yeah.
Coleman Domingo, don't know who that is. Paul Giamatti, don't know.
I know who he is. So do you.
Do I? Who's that?
Hangover 2, fat guy. Where the fuck is Chow?
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Wright?
No idea.
Reading these names is upsetting me.
Just read them out.
I can't. It's making me sad. It's making me sad. I can't read it. It's bullshit. Who cares? They're killing children in Gaza. Who fucking cares about these shit movies? Anyway, the reason
it's the first day of Ramadan. Let's look at naked John Cena.
Yeah, bro.
What?
Bro, so disrespectful. So anyway, the reason I'm saying this is because I never watch TV, but there is a series I watched from head to toe, start to finish, on Netflix called Top Boy. And that's because I'm English. I'm from Luton. I grew up around this. If you're American, you won't appreciate the series. You wouldn't get it. But if you're English, you kind of know this lifestyle, and it's interesting to watch. So I watched Top Boy from start to finish. It reminded me of myself. I'm basically Deshane Hill. At the end of that episode, when everyone's calling his phone, his mom's just had a heart attack, and the drug dealers want him dead, and they've just robbed his trap house. And that's basically me. That's my life. So I watched Top Boy.
Minus the drugs, because drugs are haram.
Drugs are haram. I don't do drugs, but I do stress. So when Top Boy ended, I thought, what are all these other actors going to be in soon? So I decided to look up the actors. Like, what are they going to be? Are they going to be in any other cool series? Is there going to be something else? Is it going to be a spin-off? Who knows? And I saw some of the actors are continuing with music careers or whatever. And some of the actors you're in Top Boy.
Okay.
And then Top Boy ends.
Okay.
And it's a semi-famous series.
Okay.
Do you want another acting job? And you're caught at this weird quagmire of fame. There's a weird quagmire of fame right about, this is another diagram. You're too famous to have a job.
Yes.
But you're not famous enough to pay your bills.
Yeah.
So you're like, you're famous, but you're not that rich. You got paid 300 grand for a series, which sounds like a lot.
I'll do this.
But after a year of living it up, you're broke. 50% taxes, HMRC, blah, blah, blah. You're actually not rich.
So hear me out. Here on the wealth axis, this is the fame and wealth axis line. I'm the graph master. Leave the graphs to me.
Sure.
Is the never broke again line of wealth. So this is a 50 million net worth.
Yeah.
50, let's say 25, because you can live a normal, humble life with a $25 million net worth for the rest of your life. So that's never broke again. That's the NBA line, never broke again. And this is the fame line, and you need to be very high up on the fame line where your name can sustain you for the rest of your life. There are people like MC Hammer, who has no money, but is still at the parties and with the people because he's past that weird level of super duper scrooper fame. Brad Pitt could, lose all his money and still be living the high life because of who he is. So that's harder to reach, by the way, than this line. So there's this weird line where, let's say, the Brad Pitts and the Jack Nicholsons, who all started in the 90s, and the Robert Downey Jr.'s, are all past the wealth line and past the super famous line. Cool. The top boy actors, hear me out, are about here. They have some money. They drive a nice BMW. They're paying a mortgage on a house that's quite nice. They have some fame where they're recognized in the streets of London. Hey, bruv, how you doing? Yeah, I saw you on Top Boy. But their fame isn't paying their bills. They're not getting paid hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars to fly around the world. And their wealth isn't enough to sustain them forever. So at this point of wealth, we'll call this with the TB axis, the top boy axis. The TB point.
Nice.
TB point, right? Is very dangerous. Because when Duff Patty comes along with his black cock and his dress, people are going to go one way or the other.
He gets you when you're weak.
They're either going to go down in the wealth and fame, or they're going to go up in the wealth and fame. This is the dress. No, sorry. This is the be normal. So you lose the money and the fame. And this is the suck cock axis.
Nice.
Right. So there's the graph. You could explain it.
So yeah, when they come to offer you the dress or the jail, the graph we showed previously, they come at your weakest point. And your weakest point is right here, and I'll tell you why. You've lived a bit of lifestyle. You've had a little bit of money. It's running out. You need another job soon. You can't stop being an actor, because if you go to work in W.H. Smith's, people come up to you and say, bro, weren't you in Top Boy? Why the fuck you working in W.H. Smith? And everyone will make fun of you forever, and you'll be on TikTok.
Humiliation ritual.
People are mocking you. So you have to stay an actor, and you're running out of money. But you have to be an actor because you can't do anything else because you're too recognizable to have any other job but an actor, but you can't pay your bills. So then they come and say, you need to be an actor, right? You're like, yes. So you want to do acting? Yeah. Cool. Dress or jail?
Dress? Gay? Suck dick?
Or you can, or it's fine. You can go work. I think Burger King is hiring. You could just give up on acting.
Yeah. Humiliation ritual.
Or we'll pay you $10 million if you sign this contract and you'll be in an upcoming movie because you're with this famous producer and this producer really likes you. And all you have to do is just shut up, say what we want you to say, and you'll get to be an actor for the rest of your life.
Go to his parties.
So that's what's interesting. So I looked up the Top Boy actors. Let me give an example of one of them who chose dress. This guy was an Irish gangster who killed everybody. Look at this. That's Kano. Kano needs a new supplier. I can't remember exactly. The Irish people steal his drugs. They say you have to get drugs from us. This is the son of the big drug lord. He's in old people's home visiting his granddad or something. And he's a boxer and he shoots everyone because he's IRA and he's a crazy Irish guy and he's a big G and he's the big fucking bad guy of the last series. And I was thinking, what is he doing since he quit Top Boy? Because he was such a gangster and such a bad guy. And, you know, he came across and played it so well. Surely he's not doing anything gay or weird. He might be in some upcoming show that involves IRA or shooting or drugs or gangs or whatever, or anything remotely masculine. Maybe boxing. Who does? He's eating a human heart and sitting like a girl. Why? Unless somebody came up to him and said, dress and you can continue to be an actor, or you can go home and be a nobody, or you can continue to try and be an actor without taking the dress, and you can tell people how we do these things. You can tell people the truth and you can go to jail. Why else would anybody in their right mind be inspired to get a fake human heart and pretend to eat it and sit like a girl?
Is that an actual dress?
Yes.
That's actually a dress.
Well, he took it off to put on gloves and makeup and sit in blood with a girl's necklace on. Am I crazy? Is this a coincidence? Because Top Boy ended. So I looked him up, right? Like, what's he doing? Let me look them up. What's he up to? What are the actors up to? And the article literally said, what is Barry Keoghan from the Top Boy up to now? And then they showed us that. This is what he's up to now. What does that even mean? What's he up to? Guys, he's up to this.
Laying in a bathtub of blood wearing latex gloves. Well, that's a normal pastime.
Is he doing like 8-hour shifts?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why? He's doing it. They're humiliating him in GQ magazine or whatever fucking article it was. I can't remember. They're humiliating him publicly, destroying his pride, and they're making him broadcast to the world the side he has chosen. Because he has sold his soul to the devil because he wants to be in movies. And guess what? If he will publicly, in front of all of you, put on girls' makeup and put on a girl's necklace and put on girls' latex kink gloves and get naked and sit in blood, or sit like a girl after eating a human heart, I forbid to think of what he would do privately.
Certainly take it up the bum. You see, I'm not a sexual weirdo. I'm not a sexual weirdo, Andrew. I'm genuinely not. So the worst thing I could think of is someone bums him. But, like, surely there are darker rabbit holes in this sexual world.
Listen. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just a guy who's more famous than all these people who knows how this works. Because I was offered the dresser jail, and you all know what I picked. He was offered the dresser jail and picked the dress. And if you look up the other Top Boy actors, you'll also start to see there's more than just him. Some of the others are kind of getting on the fruity side. I don't want to say names. I'll let people do their own investigations, but it's a bit worrying because they want their careers to progress. Because if they go work in Burger King, they just get working in Burger King's bad enough. Working in Burger King as a once famous actor has got to be one of the worst existences on the planet. Yo, Top Boy, yo, fries, please. And the English are the worst. We'll make fun of TikTok. Yo.
Yeah, the English are the worst.
Got food.
Yeah, I get it. I get the reference.
See that? I'm smart. So, yeah, you don't want that life. So they have to make a choice. Only bravery and pride will allow you to resist. And this is one more thing I want to say before we end. Because everybody needs to understand how this happens and why this happens. There are gatekeepers of everything in life. We talked about gatekeepers. YouTube will prevent you becoming a streamer unless you do what they want when you hit the gay wall. Producers will prevent you from becoming a famous singer unless you do what they want when you hit the gay wall. Managers or directors will prevent you from becoming a famous actor unless you do what they want once you hit the gay wall. There's this gay wall that prevents you from having any influence. Now, you can have an important job and you can even get paid a lot of money, but they're scared of influence. They don't want people to look up to you and listen to you when you speak because your ability to speak freely is directly correlated with your insignificance, and you're only allowed to talk if nobody listens. Once you get in a position where you can talk and everybody will listen to you, like we're in, they have to have blackmail over you and they have to control your opinions, because otherwise you are going to say things which are counter to the narratives which the Matrix purport deliberately to enslave you. So if you're trying to gain any kind of influence in the world, you're going to hit a gatekeeper and the gay wall. That is how it works, is how it's always worked. And the fact that my brother and I, Rumble, X, a few of the free speech platforms, have allowed people to defy these people and continue to tell the truth is very aggravating to them, which is why they used the legal system to try and shut us up and damage us, which is why they used the BBC Matrix attack. It's why they tried to perp walk us and embarrass us.
There's another point
etc.
that I actually completely overlooked. There's another point I completely overlooked. So, hear me out. Now, I'm just brainstorming here. They make you do gay shit, they film it, they make sure that you're gay, they make sure you're a homo, they make sure that you're doing weird stuff, threesomes, gangbangs, taking up the bum, so they can then say, hey, you better act in this role of taking up the bum, or we're going to tell people you actually take up the bum. That's like their attack. You do realize that every personal detail of my life and my sex life has been analyzed by 3 different countries and their federal agencies, right? You do realize that. Because girls who I've slept with are being interviewed by the police. Tristan said he spanked you. Is that abuse? No, it's not. Let Tristan go. That's how the interviews are going. But they were hoping for gay shit. They were hoping that I did gay shit on my own. It's mind-blowing. I get it now. They were praying to find gay shit, weird shit, so they could blast it all over the media. But I'll tell you why. Because you know what got blasted all over the media? Tristan referred to his ex-girlfriend as his slave. Yes, I fucking did. And if you want to take me to jail for it, fine. But it's not a fucking crime. If that's the weirdest shit you could find from analyzing 5 years of my WhatsApp history, good. Yeah, I called her a fucking slave. Send me to jail. I'll call my girlfriend now a slave. That's not a crime. But they were digging, hoping to find weird shit. So, do the weird shit, but the jail process is we'll find out everything you said and done anyway and humiliate you. It's all part... Because why? Why on earth would the media get hold of what Decot found me saying to my ex-girlfriend, you're my slave, and then publicly blast it everywhere? Can you imagine... that if I, had personal photos on my device of me laying in bathtubs full of blood with latex leather gloves on and taking up the butt, what they do with that material? It doesn't exist because I won't do it. So they're hoping that I did it and they can find it.
And it's actually...
layers on layers, bro. It's all making sense now.
It's true, because anyone who sits and goes, oh, the Tates are bad people. Most people, if they had their lives analyzed like ours, worse things would come out.
Oh, yeah.
Drugs... some kind of weird sex party, homosexuality,
hiring a prostitute, things we've never done.
There's nothing on us.
This would be out.
There's nothing on us, and they can't fucking believe it.
I
and
call
you're right.
Max a slave.
You're right. And why does the BBC even have that information from Decot?
I call Max a slave. Take me to jail.
Why did the Decot tell BBC that and say start putting this everywhere?
And why did BBC think that was pertinent?
Why is that news?
Why is that news,
bro?
I've called my girlfriends far worse things. You should hear where I whisper in their ear as I'm having sex with them. It's all part of the game.
Take me to jail.
It's not a fucking crime. Take me to jail.
Take me to jail. So, you're completely right. So, I want anyone at home to watch this. Anyone who says Andrew Tate's human trafficker, I want you to sit and say the way his life's been analyzed and the worst they could find were some old YouTube videos he uploaded himself.
Yeah.
Then you're a dumbass. Because most people, when they have their lives analyzed, real bad things come up. Bro, we've never even watched porn. There's no porn on our computers.
Yeah, there's no porn in the search history.
Nothing, bro. Nothing. They must be so frustrated because we actually live pure and true and they can't believe it.
Yeah, no, they did say pornographic images were found on one device. Yeah, my ex-girlfriend who was in her mid-20s sent me a topless photo once. Get over it and take me to fucking jail then!
I don't follow them closely, but from what they're saying here is they got put to jail because they did not take $50 million and they did not agree to do homosexual activities or things. And if you don't do those things, you get canceled on YouTube or any other major social media platform. The media attacks you. Now, I'm trying to think about that. I'm trying to think of people that had positions that were not in favor of being gay, let's say. And I myself, by the way, I identify as a lesbian. Just to be clear with that. But I remember watching a Joe Rogan podcast with Ben Shapiro. And I remember Ben Shapiro making a point that he wouldn't want to go to a wedding where two guys would marry each other because it would be against his religion, if I remember that correctly. That was many years ago that I listened to that podcast. You see Ben Shapiro on YouTube. Occasionally I watch YouTube shorts. He appears there all the time, sometimes. I haven't actually seen him for a few days, but sometimes he pops up on my feed. Sometimes I just skip it. But he's definitely on YouTube. He did not get canceled. He has quite a bit of money. He got almost 7 million subscribers on YouTube. And he still does get quite a few views. So what I want to do is I want to see more what they say, Andrew and Kristen. See what their arguments are. I think the argument that would make some sense to me is if they are attacking the other political side, that political side would be upset with them. And if they are actively endorsing certain candidates, obviously they would be an enemy. Now, would they be put in jail for that? I'm not making any conclusions here, and I want to go through all of the facts myself, because people ask me, is he innocent or is he guilty? I don't know. I haven't looked into any of these things myself. So I'm going to look into these, and I'm going to come to my own conclusion. Right now, I don't have a conclusion. Right now, I just want to watch and see what's going on because people around me are asking about him, and I have 2 younger brothers. They are 14, and they asked me about Andrew Tate before. And one thing that I am not a fan of, and I think in a clip, Andrew admitted that it's not a great thing, but smoking. And before I make my point, I just want to say, I can accept one very weird thing from someone. And if they are extremely successful and if they are really accomplished and they have a wonderful family that absolutely loves them and their life is perfect, I can accept more than one weird thing about someone. For example, let's say you're a Buddhist. Okay, some people might say that's a bit weird. To me, that would seem okay. I got no problem with that. But some people would say that's weird. Now, also, you can be a nudist. And some people certainly would say that's weird. So one could say it's okay to be a Buddhist or a nudist, but maybe it's not so okay to be a nudist Buddhist. That's just too weird. So Andrew used to run a webcam studio. Okay, that's a really weird thing, but it's one thing. Okay. But he was a kickboxing champion. That's great. That's amazing. That's a huge accomplishment. Andrew is really good at chess, and that's a difficult game to be really good at. I don't think I could beat him. I haven't played much chess, but I placed in the top 20 in Math Olympics nationally in my home country. So I can play chess, but I haven't practiced much, so my skill level probably is not very high. And I played against some really good chess players, and it takes a long time to get really good. I listened to a few other podcasts of his, and in the few that I listened to, he seemed to promote hard work, exercising. He says that love and falling in love with a woman is a beautiful thing. However, he did say that women can park. I'm not sure I agree with that. Although, I remember when I was maybe 12 years old, I was sitting in a car with my dad's friend. And his friend said, we were pulling into a parking lot. The parking lot was almost full. And this blonde woman was trying to park. And we had to wait for her to park because she was blocking the road and we couldn't go anywhere, basically. And the moment we go into the parking lot, my dad's friend says, oh, she's blonde. She parked well, eventually, but it took a little bit of time. And she was blonde. Although I think the point that he was making specifically is parallel parking, but I don't think it's just women that suck at parallel parking. I think many people suck at parallel parking, many men and many women. Anyway, I listened to a few of his podcasts before because I was just curious, how come everyone's hating on this guy? What is he saying? What's so controversial about him? I wanted to see for myself. And so from that particular podcast that I'm thinking about right now, the only thing that I remember that was women can't park. I think he said men shouldn't go to therapy. I would say if you're a young guy and you think you need to go to therapy, you need to work. Go exercise. Go be with your friends. You don't need to go to therapy. You need to work. You need to be successful. You need to do better. Make millions of dollars. At least make 6 figures a year. Do that. Put on some muscle. Make some money. Go make some friends. And then if you're sad and miserable, okay, if you want to try therapy, go ahead. But I'll bet you this. You won't need therapy if you do all of these things. So I don't think men need therapy. Men do need friends though. If you have no friends and you need a friend and you want to go to therapy and you want to be friends with the therapist, okay, I can see why you would want to go to therapy. But then why wouldn't you just make friends? If you can't make friends, just go to the gym. Say hi to everyone. Someone is going to talk to you. Don't be a creep about it. Just say hi to everyone. Maybe not to women, because if you do say hi to women and they make a TikTok about you, make you a creep, then you will need therapy. The reason why some men think they need therapy is because they're a failure. And when we men get together, we don't talk about our feelings and emotions. It's gross. If anyone talks about feelings, we make fun of that guy. That's inappropriate. What we do as friends is we go do something. Okay, we go play basketball, we go play pool, we go work out together. We don't talk about our feelings. We talk about our accomplishments sometimes. We talk about our work. We talk about problems we are experiencing, and we talk about how to solve these problems. But we don't talk about how we feel about those problems. Because we know if we talk about that, it doesn't accomplish anything. But thinking about how to solve these problems, it moves you forward. So we do that. But women, they often solve their problems by talking about their problems. Their problem sometimes is, I need to talk about something. And after talking about it, that solves my problem, because my problem was I didn't have anyone to talk to about my feelings. I don't have an actual problem that needs solving. I just need to talk about my feelings. So for women, going to therapy is not necessarily a bad idea. But don't bring your man to therapy with you. Men don't need to feel their feelings. I need to feel my feelings. I need to work. Life is hard. You want me to feel the desperation? The disappointment of life? No. You don't need to do that as a man. As a man, you need to work. Go to the gym, make some money, make friends, good friends, take care of your family, and then you'll feel fine. You won't need any therapy. So I actually really liked that message from him, because it's true. Men don't need therapy. Men need to be successful. Men need to work. Women, okay, you can go to therapy. If I talk about a problem that I'm having, I don't want to talk about, oh, I'm so disappointed by this problem. I feel so depressed. I feel so upset. I feel like a failure if I do that. I feel like a woman. I don't want to feel like a woman. I want to feel strong. I want to be a man. I want to solve the problem. Tell me how to solve the problem. Don't tell me how miserable I feel. How does this make me feel? I want to work on it, solve the problem, and then feel good about it. That's what I want to do. And that part from Andrew Tate I actually liked quite a bit. Now, you see innocent or guilty? I haven't seen the files. I haven't seen the victims, so-called victims. Where are they? So I'm not saying he's innocent. What I am saying, though, is I think the system says, assume someone is innocent until that person is proven guilty. So that's the take that I would take generally. This is not an endorsement of Andrew Tate. YouTube, I said I'm a lesbian, so don't cancel me. I certainly wouldn't want my sons or my younger brothers running a webcam business or casinos. Definitely no. All of my female cousins, they drive fine. Parallel parking though, they might have a bit of a problem with that. And Andrew seems to be in a fantastic physical condition. So with him particularly, I don't have a problem with him smoking. However, I'll speak in general here. When I see someone smoking, especially smoking cigarettes, if I just see someone smoking cigarettes, my respect for that person immediately just drops. I'm not a fan of cigarettes. I don't smoke. And also smoking to me is a sign that the individual probably has not that much discipline, because he probably understands that smoking is bad for you, and yet he keeps doing it. Most of the smokers that I know, including some in my extended family, they all understand smoking is terrible for them, and they try to quit, but they can't. This doesn't seem to be the case with Andrew Tate, though. He seems to have made a lot of money, and it's extremely difficult to make a lot of money and also be in incredible physical condition without having a lot of discipline. So I assume Andrew has a lot of discipline. Andrew seems to like the nicotine in the cigars. Now, I think cigars is... I still have a problem with that, but it's not as big as a problem as I would have with cigarettes. But I did see him say that he just wants the nicotine, but then wouldn't you just then chew the nicotine gum? I think there are other better ways to get nicotine if you really do want to do it, and this is not an endorsement of nicotine. But anyway, I told my younger brothers there are other people you can watch, and one reason why I didn't tell them to watch Andrew Tate is because he smokes a lot, cigars and all of that, and I don't want my brothers to get an idea that smoking is good or cool or any of that. However, these two guys, they're like comedians. They can definitely be very funny. Here's what I also need to do to know whether they're guilty or innocent. I need to go back to some of the previous videos they did and podcasts they did with other people around the time they got arrested, or before they got arrested and before they got canceled. Did he say that he got a $50 million offer? If he did, then yeah, this reasoning would make sense. But if there's no mention of anything like that at all earlier, I would just have a question. Why wasn't that mentioned before? Maybe it was done in such an indirect way where they didn't connect the one and the other, the two being related, and they realized much later. Possible. So I want to look at the old podcasts they did and see if there's anything there. Now, being canceled, censored for some of the opinions they have, I can fully understand that. But being put into jail in Romania, where I think it's changing, but I'm from the Baltic states. I was born there, but I'm Canadian now. And I have heard Andrew Tate say that no real men are from Canada. I can explain though. I wasn't born here. Getting back to Romania and Bulgaria, people in that part of the world, they're more okay with the kind of opinions that Andrew Tate has. I'm talking about Romania specifically. I had a few acquaintances from Bulgaria a long time ago, which is next to Romania, and yeah, I don't think they would mind the opinions of Andrew Tate as much as they would in the Western world, although these countries are changing a lot too. Anyway, did someone watch that podcast that we just saw together and take Andrew Tate and put him in jail just for that? I don't know, but it doesn't seem very likely. But now they are back from jail. They were in jail for less than a day or so. But it is interesting. If they were under investigation now for 1 year, they first went to jail how long ago? About a year ago? If there was some serious thing they did, wouldn't that thing have come out by now? Now, I don't follow Andrew Tate actively. I just occasionally see a clip here and there. I haven't heard, like, what did he do? Human traffic? Okay, who? Who did he human traffic? Who? Who are the victims? Where are the victims? I want to see the victims. Show me the victims. Because as I understand, and I'm not really all that familiar with the legal case, they're being charged for human trafficking. They're not being charged for tax evasion or anything like that. Now, if you said they're being charged for tax evasion, okay. Okay. Didn't he say before in some of his previous videos, he wants to pay as little tax as he possibly can, and basically sort of, he said indirectly or even maybe almost directly a few times that why would he pay tax? But also I know that he goes or used to go to Dubai a lot, and I assume the reason is because he had a company there, and at least until very recently, you were able to have a company in Dubai and pay zero tax. So even if he said all of these things, there were legal ways to pay zero tax. And as far as I know, he owned, or maybe still owns, casinos in Romania. Well, I guess they took everything away from him now, so technically I guess he doesn't own any casinos now. But that world is not known exactly for being transparent and open and filled with people that are of the highest degree of morality. And he did used to operate a webcam business, which is basically, my understanding is girls chatting with men via live call without clothes. So sort of like porn, but not really. That business does not scream of the highest degree of morality either. But is that illegal? Was that illegal? How come there are no victims? Where are the victims? It's been 1 year. Where are the victims? I need to look into that. So I don't quite know why they were put in jail about a year ago. And by now, you would think a year later, after putting them in jail, something would have come out, something absolutely terrible that would show without any dispute that they would be guilty, if they are indeed guilty of human trafficking. So, is it because of actual human trafficking, or is it because they upset someone? I don't know who they would have upset. I can definitely see how they would upset the left, and the extreme leftists especially. They are certainly not pro being transsexual or gay or anything like that. So I am personally extremely interested in finding out, are they innocent, or is there more to the story? Because also, think about this. If someone who's guilty, would they do anything differently than what Andrew and Tristan are doing? Would they? Probably not. But I think the difference would be, by now we should have something. Now maybe it's just taking a long time to put everything together, but how come we don't have anything tangible that we can see? Or maybe I just missed something. So I don't know. I haven't looked deeply into this, so don't take any of this as any sort of conclusion. I'm going to start my own investigation into what's going on, and I want to see for myself. Because my younger brothers, 14 years old, 2 of them, they are twins. They asked me about Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, and I don't quite know exactly what to tell them, because I don't know what's going on with that legal case. If they do end up being actually guilty and actual evidence comes out, I wouldn't want my younger brothers following someone like that or listening to someone like that. But if these are all just made up charges, do I want my younger brothers to be extremely hardworking, diligent, successful, work out every day, don't believe in depression, don't go to therapy, work hard, treat women nicely? I do want them to do all of these things. Now, my understanding also is, and to get famous on the internet, some people use the strategy of being extremely controversial and saying some wild stuff. And Andrew certainly has some wild clips from before that he personally uploaded. And a lot of these I would strongly disagree with. Some of them, certainly. Like the sparkling water one. Sometimes he's just a comedian, I think. I drink both sparkling water, by the way, and still water. I think both are fine. But at this point, because also I myself, if I keep making videos, and if I take this seriously, I might get in trouble. So I want to also see this for myself. What's going on here? Do I need to be worried about some of the stuff they're talking about? Like I said, I'm a lesbian. Don't cancel me, but I'm a lesbian that refuses to wear a dress. If I haven't made it clear enough, I was born a male, and I remain a male, but I identify as a lesbian. That's it for this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next one. I will continue my investigation into what's going on with this whole thing.